So there you go. And also remind folks, most of you I know in the room will be in Roanoke here in just about another 18 days. But if for some reason you have been working really hard and not aware, the VSTE conference is coming up. The face-to-face version in Roanoke is sold out, but there is a robust virtual option. We're bringing you right into the rooms. You'll be able to interact with live attendees and live presenters. If you head to vsteconference.org and look under the link for registering, you can register for the virtual version of it. But I am looking forward to seeing many of the human beings in this Zoom room in another few weeks in Roanoke. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to the chair of the Education Committee. I cannot say enough good things about this man. He took this committee, he ran with it, and now we're public and we're webinaring. So Tim Taylor, please take it away.
All right, thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. I tell you, we're very honored this evening to have a very special guest. This is the second of our webinars we have throughout this school year. We have Tanya Everett from Adobe for Education, and before Karen let everybody in, got a chance to hear about Tanya's background and everything. She's got a great background, and she's got a great job that she was actually asked. The job was created for Adobe Education, we found out. But Adobe, we use Adobe Spark in our school division, and it's just a great resource. And what's so great about it, it's free and everything. So, we asked Tanya to go ahead and share with us about Adobe for Education. I think they got some other tools I think will be available here soon for us besides Spark, but it's just a great learning tool. As I mentioned, it's totally free. So she's going to share with us how we can really use it in our school division, in our schools, to make a difference when it comes down to our students learning. So, Tanya, without further ado, I know you've got a good hour for us, so go ahead and take it away.
Wonderful. Well, welcome everybody. I recognize some of you. I'm so excited to see Katie. Hi, Katie. Katie's just like a rock star all the way around. So I'm actually thinking like Katie could tag team on this session. She's incredible. So I'm really, really honored to be here with you guys and to share a little bit about my favorite resources from Adobe. Before I begin, actually, I wasn't going to do like a Spark kind of like click kind of session today. This was more like a big picture session about the resources that are available to you at through Adobe for Education. I'm so fine to be flexible and to serve your needs this evening. So if there's something that you really would like me to talk about or share, please ask. It's really your time, and so I want to make the most of your time. So if there's anything that I'm not talking about that you want to see, I will make the time to make sure that I share it. But I was not actually going to be going over Spark as a tool per se. I can definitely open it up and share what it is. But I was really going to spend some time to share some hidden gems that people often are not familiar with that are available through Adobe for Education. So it was really much more of a focus of the resources that can support our learners. Okay, good. I'm glad. So not for anything, Katie can attest, because I know she does a lot of sessions. Spark itself is actually a super easy tool to use, which is wonderful because you don't have to focus on using the tool. You can really focus on what students want or are going to create with it. So I will be sharing everything I share with you today. I'm actually going to share the entire presentation. So no need to like worry about what you're seeing because you're going to have access to everything this evening. So I went ahead and kind of put together my top 5 buckets of resources that I just like love to share. And I'm going to kick it off. So number 1, one of my very favorite resources is the Education Exchange. Just out of curiosity, in the chat, if you could let me know if you have used the edX, just a simple yes or no would be so fantastic. I'm just curious, kind of like, if you guys have ever seen it or used it, or okay, cool. So we so far it's a little more no's, which is fun because I get to show it to you for the first time, which is amazing. And I'm actually super excited because Max is on the call. He's on our team and he works on the edX curriculum team So hi, Max. So he's also here and he'll be in the chat, I would imagine, or I'm putting him on, there he is. So if there's any specific questions, he can also help you as well. So what is the Education Exchange? Well, let me kind of just walk you through that. So if you go to edx.adobe.com, you will access this insane resource that has like thousands of lessons and projects. In the past, if you had been on it, you know, even a year ago, it would look very different. We have undergone a huge transition on the Education Exchange over the last 2 years. We hired an amazing leader. His name is Brian Johnsred, and he actually came from Khan Academy. He was the creator of the curriculum vision for Khan. He kind of was there for 6 years and really helped develop what Khan became. And then we got him. And so in the last 2 years, he's been working with us on really reimagining the way that we approach curriculum and teaching and learning with our curriculum. And so there's a lot of work that's been done in just the last year where we've worked with about 35 or 40 master teachers, and really started to create really kind of streamlined professional projects and lessons that are really high quality. So when you go through, the way that they've kind of broken it up is through humanities, social sciences, STEM, and digital media and art. And there are a lot of resources. So I'm going to come back to like the actual resources in just a second, but I kind of want to walk you really quickly through how to use the edX in general. So you have your teaching resources, and then you have professional learning. So the teaching resources are projects and lessons. The ones that are created by Adobe for Education are all created using Google Docs. So they're all customizable and remixable. And I'll open one up in just a moment. But before I get into those, I wanted to just kind of walk you through some of the professional learning that we have access to. So just within the last 2 years, I think I'm not 100% sure, but maybe 35 or 40, Max can probably verify that, self-paced courses. And so you can really, on your own, go through these courses. They're really well done. And you can get, I don't know how it works in Virginia. I'm not actually 100% sure how the professional development credit works, but they do issue acclaim and credly, like I guess badges and professional development time that you could use if it works for your district or your school. I'm not sure, so I'll kind of let you guys figure that. I'm sure you know better than me. But you can basically learn about any of our tools or how they apply in the classroom through these courses. So and really at your own pace. So you know, just like this one alone, Spark for in the classroom is so great, because once you go in, if you're new to Adobe Spark and you're curious, like, how am I going to apply this in my classroom? It kind of goes through, you know, creating beautiful graphics, engaging video, and then, you know, creating the web pages. But what's really nice about that is it also connects it to the lesson plans. So if you're just kind of getting started and you don't know where to begin, and this is such a great place to kind of figure out how you can use a tool and some lesson ideas that you can use immediately in your classroom the next day. So these are great. And as I said, there are courses to learn just about anything for a lot of our tools, and then connected to design and connected to like learning strategies as well. Last year, they did a teaching online masterclass that really focused on teaching online, and you know, strategies to make that more engaging for your learners. This is one of my very favorite courses. This is, I think, so powerful for anyone to go through, and I'm going to kind of pop into that in a second, how anyone can access these resources. But in my mind, like, very often we'll work with students and we'll have them say, go create, but we don't really talk a lot about how to create and the kind of design principles that are really, really foundational to make sure that their visual work actually is compelling. And so this is such a great course. But what's even better about this course is that The resources are quick and easy and digestible. So all of the videos are a minute up to 4 minutes. So it's a really wonderful way of learning these strategies in a real quick and digestible time frame. So these are just a few of my favorites. The other thing that is so fantastic here, and I know a lot of you are probably, just based on what I was reading, a lot of you support other teachers in your districts as well. And so what's really nice as well over here is that we have available to anyone who's interested these professional learning kits. So we have kits for graphic design, creating digital images, Adobe Spark, Premiere Rush, Acrobat. So I'll just open the Adobe Spark one right now. So when I go in here, so all it is, I actually worked on the original, and this was the first one we made, and this is what it looked like. So what it is if you were planning a professional development with your school, we have the invitation, the session agenda, the remixable slide deck. It's using Google Slides. You can customize the facilitator guide. So everything that you need to run your own professional development is available, and all the kits are very similar. So if you wanted to do something on creating graphics or video, creating videos with your teachers, and you wanted to facilitate that, you could use any of these resources and make them your own, but it's a great place to start. So as I said, there's always little hidden gems that people don't know about that are really fantastic and can save you so much time. All right. So, and I'm going to come back to the resources in just a second. Just recently, we launched a challenge, which is really a lot of fun, and it's the art of explainer videos. So it's called Adobe in a Box. And so this challenge is actually really quite straightforward. Really, all it is you're making a 1 to 2 minute video explaining a concept that is important to you. And this is just a way to get students creating. And what's really nice about this is they have the opportunity to win a mobile video production kit and a one-on-one coaching session with an Adobe content producer, which is really neat. And this is a self-paced, it's connected to a self-paced course as well, that can kind of walk you and your students, for the most part, through how to really improve the creation of these explainer videos. We've partnered with with Sal Khan, of course, who's kind of like the guru of explainer videos, and some amazing other creators as well that are featured inside the course. And so I've linked all of this in there, but it really walks you through it in 5 quick steps. So, and there's little project worksheets that are connected to the contest and to the, so that you have everything in one place to get going. So if that's, something that you think that you or your students might be interested in, I've linked it in here, but it's such a really fun activity to get kids creating. And then finally, this actually launched yesterday, and Max put this together. So I'm so happy that Max is here. So this is a labor of love that Max has been working on for a while, because I've always said, like, edX is awesome, but it's a lot to navigate. Because it's like a product of its own success, right? When you have a lot of resources, it becomes overwhelming to search through them. And so yesterday we launched, well, this kind of became available to the public, this curated list of resources. So what's really nice now is everything is consolidated into these curated lists, these collections. So for example, if you're teaching math and you're looking and you teach, high school math classes, you would just click on this link and voila, high school math classes. It takes you to a curated page, and you don't, now you don't have to, it's a lot easier to search through the resources to find what you're looking for. And everything is kind of combined in one place. And so just to show you that like it's pretty awesome. There's teaching math activities. Then we have science curations. So you have the ones that are connected to Khan Academy because we have a relationship where we do a lot with Khan. We have science projects, you know, science exercises. And then what I really think is fantastic is that Max has curated these into grade level curations. So if you support teachers and you're interested in kind of getting them going in a specific subject area, now you would just, you know, hand over one curated list. It's not so overwhelming. So here's 7th grade science projects. And what's really great about these projects, and I was waiting to show you this to kind of show you how the projects work, is that they're really amazing topics. Like, and I know I work at Adobe, but truthfully, like, they're really great projects that are connected to curricular areas. And you can swap out tools, you can swap out ideas, you can really modify these to make them your own. So for example, I'll just pull out the first one. Okay. So this is a middle school, and it could be used for high school too, project. And so this is create a video about about experiment design and the scientific method. My daughter is learning about that. She learns about it every year. You know, she's a middle schooler. So I open it up, and this is actually a Teach Creativity with Adobe and Khan Academy. You can see the author. I used to teach with her, so she's amazing. Her name is Kristen Magaletti. And I can go here, and in this case, I'm going to open it up because you can save it as a PDF or as a web link. So when I open it up in the web, it takes me to a Google Doc. And for the most part, they all look somewhat similar. They're going to have like a big question. You're going to have like the instructions of what to do. They will usually always have some kind of tutorial of how to use the tool. And in some cases for bigger projects, they'll have exemplars and rubrics as well. They always have a student sample, excuse me. There's always a student sample. And then for the bigger projects, they will include a single point rubric. So, you know, it's pretty straightforward. You have everything you need. It connects to tutorials and student samples. And if you need any extra resources that are connected, it's all in here. And if you wanted to go ahead and make a copy, you could do that. I like the idea of making copy. I work a lot with English language learner teachers, you know, who are working with communities with, you know, if you teach another subject area, it's Google Docs, so you can actually translate it as well. So it's really versatile. And I love the fact that it's created in Google for that reason, because you can really make it your own. And so as you see, there's these great projects and lessons that are really timely and relevant. So it's just a great way to get kids and teachers supported while they're thinking about, you know, creating, right? How they can really demonstrate learning, how students can be thinking creatively and expressing themselves creatively. And that's a big focus for us at Adobe. And so as you can see, there's things for everybody. There's social sciences. I won't open everything. Humanities. Grade 11 writing activities, reading focus, art and history. So, I mean, it's just so rich. There's rubric planning resources, student portfolios, presentations, curriculum planning. So, I mean, it goes social justice. We have such fantastic social justice curated resources, creative teaching curations. And then, of course, I absolutely love our digital media and media literacy resources. I find teacher librarians or media specialists love us, and we love them right back. So we have some really great resources here for them as well. So there's over 75 of these curated pages. And so now it literally just launched yesterday. I don't think they've tweeted about it. So you guys are like the first people probably to get them. So I'm really excited to share that. So that's number one. That was like my kind of edX overview. Any questions so far? I hope I didn't miss any. Oh, good. I'm glad you're liking this. Oh, good. I'm so glad you like these.
I do have a question, Tanya. In terms of the Google Docs themselves, do they have a copyright on them? Are they Creative Commons licensed?
They're Creative
Okay.
Commons. Yeah.
Okay. Because we're one of the ambassador states for the Creative Commons to go open at the federal level. And so it could be possible to share them via that portal as well, at least selected ones. And then that allows us to add in the Virginia standards too. So
It's
yeah, great. Cool.
I mean, Max
That's
is on there,
awesome.
but I'm pretty sure it's Creative. The licensing is on the bottom, so
Perfect.
you can see how they've been. But from what I understand, I've been told by Brian, change away, modify,
great.
change. Yeah,
Cool.
which is great. I mean, I'm in Florida. I work a lot with the districts here, and I'll tell them, the curriculum leads, like, take them, put them in, they use Blender, like modify them, fix them how you
Right.
add your standards. So that's the point. We want them to be used. We want these, and we've hired amazing, we work with Better Lesson. I don't know if you're familiar with them. We actually worked with them last year as coaches to work on the curriculum with our master teachers. So there's some really great stuff in here. Yeah,
We're excited, as you can tell from the chat. Yes,
I'm
cool.
so happy.
That'd be great.
Yeah, they're really good. All right, so this is kind of one of my second. I should have done 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 almost, but I like them all. I love them all equally. So the next resource I'm excited to share is actually the Adobe for Education YouTube channel. Now, the reason I love this so much, and I wasn't getting ahead of myself, I was like holding back, is for this reason. So when you go into the self-paced courses, every single self-paced course that you see here, all of the videos are hosted on our YouTube channel, which make them incredibly accessible for you and for your students, or if you teach at a university or you support teachers and you want to embed them inside of your presentations and you don't want to go through the whole course, you can pull out the resources. So, for example, as I mentioned, one of my favorite courses of all time is this Basic Principles of Design course. I always talk about this course because if you've ever taught kids about design, you know that foundationally, like, you're going to say, go create something, and they're going to put like a yellow background and pink, and it's going to be on the left quadrant of the whole slide. And it's, yeah, I see the yes. So it's like, but it's a language. It's like teaching a child how to write a sentence. There's structure. You can teach design. It's not a mystery. Like, you can learn how to create something that looks beautiful. And so this is a course that walks you through that, and it's phenomenal. But what I love about it is, if I want to use those resources with my students, which I do, and I can go into the YouTube channel and look, as you can see, just so you can kind of understand how this works. If I go in here, you see Adobe in a box. That's actually from the course. And so it's all organized by each course inside the YouTube channel into playlists. So you can get the credit for the course, or you can kind of just like head over to YouTube and like scroll through it. You can kind of peruse the way that you're comfortable with, but there you go. So this is why I like this. So here is, ta-da, my Basic Principles of Design course. And here's my playlist. And so I can go here and say, all right, this is an important one. All right. Up. Okay, this one's always driving me crazy. And that would be the rule of thirds. Like, I can't tell you how frustrated I am all the time by people who take pictures and leave all kinds of headroom and they don't understand the rule of thirds. So here in a minute, 9 seconds,
the design principle that applies to
I can
composition.
share this video. I can share it in my class. It's a minute. It doesn't have to take away from my math class or my science class. I can embed it in my hyperdoc, right? I can use this as a resource in a multimedia text set. I can do what I need to do to help kind of support my learner and they're building their skills. And so there's a lot of great gems here on the YouTube channel that really are supportive for your learners. And so that's why I'm always kind of coming back to the YouTube channel, and I always share it because I just think, as a teacher, I know how it is. Like, I want to embed it where I want to embed it. I might not necessarily always want it in the course. That's not necessarily helpful for my kids. So you have access to all these resources here, and they're really well organized. I'll give them that. It's fantastic. And so, all about Spark, digital skills and tutorials for students. So, if you're kind of thinking about wanting to go more and kind of thinking that you have access to Creative Cloud with your students and you want them to learn, as well as me, they're going to learn on YouTube. Right? Like, they don't want you to click, click, click. No one wants to sit there watching you. Those days are gone. So there's these great resources here as well to help you do that, curated into playlists, ready to go. All right, so that was my number 2. Any questions so far? Okay, good. I'm so glad that Max is in the call. This is so fantastic. All right, so the next one, oh my gosh, I'm going into like tab crazy right now. Where is there it is. Okay, you know that. You guys are all tech people. You get what I'm talking about. All right, so number 3. This is such a gem. I'm so excited to share this. This is something that a lot of people don't know about. And this is the HelpX. Have any of you ever seen the HelpX before? Of course, Katie has. I love you. All right, so the HelpX is kind of like the next level. So Adobe is industry standard for creative tools. I'm not just saying that, like, it's the truth. Marvel makes like all the Marvel, like they use our tools. Like, if you work in industry and you're a creator, you are creating on Adobe. And what's really nice about that is, as we kind of bridge that gap for our kids as they're using tools like Spark or Rush, they're then learning those skills, those developmental skills, those design skills that are going to kind of lead them into the other tools that ultimately, if they're going to be creators or want to get jobs in industry, this is where they're going to be preparing for that. And I work with a lot of schools in Virginia. I work really closely with Loudoun, and Loudoun, they have licenses for their students as well. And very often I'll work with a lot of teachers who are like, I don't know how to use these tools. And they're afraid to be like, go, like, here's the suite, but what do I do with it? And so I absolutely love the HelpX. And the reason I love it so much is, first of all, if you're not familiar with the Creative Cloud, there's, I think, over 24 apps that are connected to the license. So when you have a Creative Cloud license, you have access to all these tools on the mobile. Like, there's some that are just mobile, like there's so many. And so these are all tools that are connected to your license. And so, which is so great, but it's like, well, how do you even begin to learn all these tools? And so this is what you do. So my favorite tool that I'm learning right now is Illustrator. It's so powerful and so cool. And so I'm learning it literally by doing this. And I work at Adobe. And so I go into tutorials. And what's so great about this is you go, okay, I'm beginner. Okay, so cool, I'm beginner. And it breaks it down. Get to know Illustrator, 17 minutes. Create and edit shapes, 17 minutes. So it tells you how long it's going to take you. So I'm going to open that up. By the way, if you're teaching, in a class where, and I get this a lot, I'll have a lot of teachers who will say, like, I'm teaching graphic design this year. Like, I don't know where to start. They gave it to me, and I get that. And so I love this because you can use this. It's totally free. It's available, and you can help design your instruction with these ready to go tutorials to help your students get started. So it gives you the files in a zip file, and it has the video, and it tells you what you need to do, and it lets you learn at your own pace. And it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So I see, Tim, you wrote, unfortunately, many teachers feel that they have to master a tool before they roll it out to their students. Let them have it and let them do the teaching. I love that. And listen, I get it. It's not always for everybody. Different learners learn and need different scaffoldings and time. And I totally get that. But I've always been a believer with kids that, like, if they want to go further, they should be able to go further if they have access to the tools. That's kind of my thinking. If they're interested to learn and they're capable, then we should definitely never hold them back. So this is available. These HelpX tutorials are available for literally every single tool that we have available. And you can go beginner or advanced. You can also do it for our mobile apps as well. So for example, here, there's Fresco. If you're not familiar with Fresco, it's phenomenal. It lets you paint, you know, on it's with an iPad and some Windows devices as well. So it's like a painting app, which is really, really high level. Arrow, which is augmented reality. So there's all these tools that a lot of people don't realize exist, and there's tutorials for all of them. So it's pretty phenomenal. All right, so that was the second, third. So let me kind of go on. I've also connected, there's just some bonuses, because I was like, well, maybe you're looking for something, maybe you just wanted to go a little deeper with Spark today, and I didn't share that with you. But what I have done is I shared my Spark for Education trainer workshop. So I just recorded myself giving a workshop on Spark for trainers, and I recorded it, and I was like, because I get asked all the time, and I was like, I'll just make it available. And so I've shared that here for you as well. Where did I go? I've just like, oh, there I am. Phew. And I mean, I could always get it back, but I shared that here. And then I also shared this lesson that was actually created with a group of teachers at, I created it with a group of teachers at Prince George's County. So not too far from you, just in Maryland. And so we tested it out with a group of teachers. So I love this lesson. It's something that I did with my students when I was in the classroom. It's a hyperdoc. And I don't know why there we go. And it's basically, I call it Got Spark, Now What? And so this is the first 3 lessons that you could do with your students to get started with Adobe Spark. And I have it designed so that it's, you know, using the 5 E's. This is the way I design my instruction as a teacher. And you can go in and it's creating graphics. So create a logo is the first one. And it walks through like how to create a logo, how to make it look beautiful. It has everything you need. And then how to share it. And then the second lesson is creating an About Me video. And then the third lesson is creating a digital portfolio with a bonus of, at the end, how to customize your brand so that your students can use this as the foundation for curating their learning in one place within like a digital portfolio. And so this is a lesson to kind of get that going. And I've designed it in such a way that you could do it in 3 classes. So I love this lesson. So I've added that in there for you guys. So basically I'm sharing all my favorite things. It's like Oprah today, like you get a lesson, you get a lesson. All right. All right. The next one is becoming an ace. And I know I'm actually like Katie's amazing because she does a lot of this with her own school. And I would be more than happy for Katie to share how she does it as well. Because I'm like in awe of the work that she does with her district. We launched the Adobe Creative Educator program. Gosh, I think it was July, not last year, the year before. And I don't know the numbers off by hand, but there's quite a lot of people who have taken the course and received their badges. So I've added the links here in terms of like how to get started, and I'll share a little bit about what it is. So the Adobe Creative Educator, there's the course that lets you get the badge, and then there's the community. And I'm always a big believer that a badge is not necessarily a community, right? And so those are 2 different things. So of course you can get the credit and you can get the badge and you can go through that. And that's totally fine if that's the level that, you know, you want to be part of. In December, we're super thrilled because we are relaunching essentially our Facebook group. So once you join the community, we have a robust community engagement plan where every single month we are bringing in partners to our group to work with our teachers, to share resources, to share challenges. So for example, starting in February, our first partner is the D School. And so we're partnering with Stanford's D School, and we're going to be working on challenges around I think it's like human-centered design. We're going to be really focused on that throughout the month. And then we have a teacher partner that comes in that also is facilitating conversation. So it's a lot of engagement and support and resources. And so it's not just about the badge, but just about also being able to share resources and serve your needs, the needs of our community. And so we're really trying to make that much more meaningful for our Adobe creative educators. So to get started and to, basically to join the actual, that's the Facebook community is really where we're having a lot more of our engagement. You would, take the course, and then you get invited into the Facebook community. And there's 2 courses. There's a level 1 course and a level 2 course. The level 1 course basically like an overview of our kind of philosophy and our mission and who we are. And then the level 2 course is really goes a lot deeper in terms of like ways that you can use this with students and how you would apply, teaching creative thinking and creative expression into the classroom, embedded inside of your instruction. And so that's kind of the difference between the 2. And then number 5, of course, is connecting with us. And so I have, I speak a little bit more about once you join the community and you get invited into the Facebook group, that's really key. And then there's this, our different, ways of connecting just in general. I have linked that. All right. So any questions so far? All right, so this is the hands-on part of our challenge today, and I'm very excited to share this with you. So first of all, I'm going to share this page with you, and I'm going to explain what we're going to do. So I am a huge believer in the smartest person in the room is the room, and we're going to do a crowdsourcing activity together. And all I'm going to ask you to do, and I know it's late and I'm getting you to work, and I'm sorry, but all I'm going to ask you to do right now is I think that the best way to kind of figure things out is to just go in, play with something, search for something, find one thing that you might use, or either you would use it, or you would share if you are not in the classroom currently. Maybe it's something that you're like, oh my God, I know that 4th grade teacher was looking for, ideas in her science class. And you find one resource that you're like, you know what, I would like this resource. I'm going to share this tomorrow with her. So I want to give you a little bit of time to go through, and I'm going to give you the link to my page. So you can access the curated, either the curated list, the actual edX itself, or YouTube, or, some from the course. Maybe there's a course you like, and you're going to find one resource. That's it. And you're going to share it where it goes inside of this Padlet so that we can kind of see what each other finds. And all I ask for you is to kind of share how you might use it or who you might share it with. Does that sound good? Awesome. Okay, perfect. So first things first, I'm going to give you the link for this page. So you have my resources. And if you're watching the recording, it's bit.ly/Adobe for EDU VSTE. So easy to remember. All right. So once you are on here, I'm going to grab, did it link? I hope it linked. It links, right? You're just going to, okay, good. I'm going to grab the Padlet so it's super easy for you to find because it's at the bottom. So, that way it's there. And I'm going to be quiet. I don't know if you guys want to put music. I'll let Karen or Tim decide on that one. But I'm going to give you guys 6 minutes. What do you think, Karen?
Works for me, Tim. I don't know that I have music readily available. Maybe we'll just let people work in silence.
Okay, I'll let them work in silence.
They can hum their own tunes in their head or whatever.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everyone has their own, vibe that they like. So I'll let you vibe to your own. And I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to put a timer on. We'll do 6 minutes. and just
Great.
search away, find some hidden gems.
Awesome.
I'll mute myself. Narrow down your focus. Ooh, that's right. So I love those curated pages because they really will help you narrow down your focus. Oh, nice. So Timmy said we are writing 5th grade social science curriculum which ties to our local history. This will provide many great resources. Yeah, there's really good stuff in there. And not for anything, if you teach high school, definitely also check out the higher ed projects. I find them to be very deep. And I think that, you can modify and kind of like make them your own based on your students, but the topics are so good. So it's definitely like, don't knock those out, because even though they're for higher ed, I often find that I'm obsessed with a lot of the projects that they have in there. So I don't want to overdo it. I'm a big believer. Like I said, I was going to share those 5 things. There was a lot in there. So unless you have any questions, I want to thank you so much for having me and inviting me, and definitely a big thanks to Tim who reached out, and I was just so honored to be invited to your group this evening. I have a session with my dear friend and co-author Holly Clark coming up in January. I don't remember the date right now. Her and I both co-authored the Google Infused Classroom about 4 years ago, and we actually just updated it, which is really exciting. And so we're going to come and we're going to tag team on a session together, which is always amusing because she and I bicker like just like sisters. So it's always an amusing session. But I want to thank you guys so much for coming. And I really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here this evening. So thank you for the work that you do.
Matthew did ask projects for 2nd grade. He felt like the elementary ones were grades K3 through 5.
So I'm going to message Max. Max is the one that like is the gatekeeper essentially of the edX.
Oh, okay, good. Great.
He knows everything inside. So hold on. Is there a specific topic area, Matthew?
If it's all right for me to unmute, then no, not specifically. We dabbled in it. I teach 2nd grade, so we kind of dabbled in it, and we did a very basic video using Spark. I was just curious if you had more ideas that would kind of point me in the right direction, so I could get more than just my toes wet. But that would be really helpful. Thank you.
No, of course. Would you mind giving me your email address so I could follow up?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll message it to you.
Okay,
thank
cool,
you.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm asking Max as we speak so that if there's something specific, he can kind of pull that together.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, Tanya. Tim Taylor, Tim did put in the chat that the next meeting is January 20th. We're taking off for the holiday. VSTE.org. There is a blog post about the upcoming meetings with the registration link for that as well. So Tim Taylor, any great last words of wisdom, my friend?
Well, I was just telling you, I loved your passion, you feel your energy whenever you present. That's what I love about it. So I really appreciate that. Your personality really shines. You can tell you're really sincere and you're passionate about education. I really appreciate it. So I've used a lot of these resources, but again, I've found a lot of those gems to be gems I was not aware of. But I'm already looking forward to January 20th, as you mentioned, with Holly, with that Google Infused Classroom and everything. So again, I just really thank you very much for taking time to do that. And obviously, we all wish you and your family. Make sure you have a great Thanksgiving break and holiday, and we look forward to seeing you in January.
Well, thank you. And if you have any questions for me, if there's anything that you would like to know for your school or district, really don't hesitate to email me. I'm really accessible and happy to help. You can reach me at avrith@adobe.com. I'm also on Twitter as well. But I mean, if there's a session that you're looking for your district, I'm really happy to support you as well. I like to do that stuff, so it's really my pleasure. So I appreciate, you know, I love the connection. So thank you guys so much.
That's great. And I thank everyone that joined us tonight too. I really appreciate y'all taking time to do that. And of course, Karen did record this, so she'll be sending out the recording link. So we get a chance to do it again. That's awesome.
And I'll close by giving a huge shout out to Tim Taylor for putting all this together. Yay, Tim, and running our education committee. You're a wonderful person. Anyway, thanks everybody. Have a great evening, and
Take
hope
care.
to see some of you in Roanoke. Bye-bye.
Thank y'all.